Get Good with Money by Tiffany Aliche. Picture this. You're 25 years old, and you've basically nailed adulting. You worked hard, saved diligently, and even bought your own place. Your credit score? A sparkling 802. You're basically the poster child for doing everything right with your money. And then, in what feels like slow motion, everything falls apart. First, you lose your job. Then you meet this incredibly convincing scammer who promises to make you rich. Before you know it, you're handing over $20,000 in cash advances from brand new credit cards. A week later, in a desperate attempt to fix things, you drop another $15,000 on some overpriced online course that promises to help you earn it all back. In less than a month, you've gone from zero credit card debt to $35,000 in the hole. Soon enough, you're losing your home, emptying out your retirement account, and packing up your stuff to move back into your childhood bedroom at nearly 30 years old. Your confidence? Completely shattered. This isn't some cautionary tale from a finance documentary. This actually happened to Tiffany Aliche, the woman millions now know as the Budgetnista. At her lowest point, she was staring down over $300,000 in total debt, drowning in shame and regret. But here's where the story gets interesting. This isn't just about how she crashed and burned. It's about what happened next, how she climbed out of that hole, not just to break even, but to reach a state she calls financial wholeness. It's such a powerful framework that it's helped over 1 million women save and pay off hundreds of millions of dollars in debt. Today, we're diving into her book, Get Good with Money. And trust me, this isn't just another collection of budgeting tips. By the time we're done, you'll understand the 10 fundamental pillars that create genuine, lasting peace of mind with your money. Think of it as a blueprint for building a financial life that's not just stable, but bursting with possibility, no matter where you're starting from today. So, when your financial world has imploded, where do you even start? Or better yet, where do you begin if you've never really felt in control of your money in the first place? Here's what Tiffany learned. The first step has nothing to do with spreadsheets or numbers. It's all about mindset. Think about the last time you made a mess. Maybe you knocked over a glass of red wine on a white carpet. What did you do? Did you freeze up, beating yourself up about how clumsy you are? Or did you calmly grab some paper towels and start cleaning? Tiffany learned this lesson from her mother. While her dad would naturally stress about the cost of replacing things, her mom would quietly hand her a paper towel. The message was clear. Stop dwelling on the mistake and focus on fixing it. We do this with our finances all the time. We make a misstep, overspend a bit, take on some debt, make a questionable investment, and we absolutely tear ourselves apart over it. But here's the thing. Shame is possibly the worst financial advisor you could have. It keeps you frozen in place. Tiffany teaches us to become what she calls a paper towel person. Acknowledge the mess, forgive yourself, and get to work on the cleanup. This mindset shift is absolutely foundational for everything else. Because getting good with money isn't about being perfect, it's about being resilient. The big idea in Tiffany's work is something she calls financial wholeness. This is such a beautiful concept. It's not about becoming a millionaire or retiring on some yacht in the Mediterranean. It's about getting 10 key areas of your financial life working together smoothly. When these 10 pillars are solid, you've built a foundation so strong that it would take an absolute hurricane to knock you down. You're secure not because you're wealthy, but because you have a plan. Interestingly enough, Tiffany discovered this after she'd already become financially successful. 7 years after launching her business, she was earning more in a month than she used to make in an entire year as a preschool teacher. She'd paid off all her debts, bought a new house with cash, and even paid off her parents' mortgage. By any standard, she was financially free. And yet, she was terrified. She lived in constant fear of losing everything again. That's when she realized something profound. Having a big bank account didn't equal peace of mind. What had given her peace was her life back when she was a teacher making just $39,000 a year. Back then, even with that modest income, she had a plan for everything. She had saving strategies, a debt payoff plan, solid credit, insurance coverage, and even a retirement account. Every piece of her financial life had a purpose. She was financially whole, even if she wasn't wealthy. That realization is the beating heart of this book. So let's walk through this journey to wholeness, starting with building a rock-solid foundation. The very first pillar of financial wholeness is something that makes most people want to run for the hills: budgeting. But Tiffany completely flips the script on this. A budget, she explains, isn't a restriction. It's not some miserable financial diet where you eat ramen every night. A budget is actually your say-yes plan. It's the tool that lets you say yes to your dreams. Whether that's a vacation, launching a business, or going back to school, it's your roadmap to getting there. The process kicks off with a simple exercise she calls the money list. You don't dive into numbers right away. You start with words. Grab a piece of paper and create 2 columns, money in and money out. Under money in, list every single source of income, no matter how tiny. Your paycheck, that side hustle, birthday money from your grandmother, all of it goes on the list. Then, under money out, list everything you spend money on. Rent, groceries, your phone bill, that daily coffee run, nights out with friends. Don't judge yourself. Just document. You're simply observing how your money moves through your life. Once you've got your list of words, you add the numbers. Calculate your total monthly take-home pay. Then calculate your total monthly spending. Now comes what she calls tears and tissues time. You subtract your total money out from your total money in. The number you're left with is your beginning monthly savings. For a lot of people, this moment is genuinely shocking. The number might be negative. It might be a tiny positive number that doesn't explain where all the money actually goes. Whatever it is, this number isn't passing judgment. It's just a diagnosis. It's your starting point for making real progress. With this diagnosis in hand, you can start looking for the cure. Tiffany has a clever system for this. You go through your money out list and label each expense with one of 3 letters: B, UB, or C. B stands for bills. These are your fixed, non-negotiable expenses. Things like rent, your mortgage, a car payment, or student loans. If you don't pay them, you'll face legal consequences. You have almost no control over these amounts. UB stands for utility bills, things like gas, electricity, and water. These are still bills, but the amounts change based on how much you use. You have medium control over these. C stands for cash expenses. This doesn't just mean physical cash. It represents all your flexible, lifestyle spending. Groceries, haircuts, entertainment, dining out. These are the expenses where you have the highest level of control. This simple exercise is incredibly revealing. If most of your money is going to B's and UB's, you don't actually have a spending problem. You have an income problem. But if your C expenses are devouring a huge chunk of your budget, that's a spending problem. Knowing the real root of the issue is the only way to find the right solution. This budgeting foundation leads directly to the second pillar, saving. Tiffany wants us to save like squirrels. It's honestly a perfect metaphor. Squirrels don't gorge themselves during summer and then panic when winter arrives. During the abundant seasons, they work constantly, gathering and stashing acorns for the lean times they know are coming. They prepare. Humans? We tend to do the exact opposite. When times are good, we spend more. We act like the good times will roll on forever. But financial winter, whether it's a job loss, a medical emergency, or a recession, eventually comes for everyone. So saving isn't just about future purchases. Its primary purpose is creating a cushion. Your first goal should be building an emergency fund of at least 3 to 6 months of what she calls your noodle budget. Your noodle budget is the bare bones amount you need to survive, just your essential B's and UBs. This fund is your safety net. It's the acorn stash that lets you weather the storm without drowning in debt. To make saving actually happen, Tiffany recommends a brilliant strategy: separating your funds. She suggests having at least 2 checking accounts and 2 savings accounts, spread across different types of banks. You'll have a deposit/spending account at a big, convenient bank. This is where all your income lands and where you pay for your flexible expenses. Then you'll have a separate bills account at the same bank. This account doesn't even have a debit card attached. You transfer just enough money into it each month to cover your B and UB expenses, and you automate your bill payments from there. This way, you can never accidentally spend your rent money on a spontaneous shopping spree. Your savings accounts, though, should live at an online-only bank. Why? Because it makes your money inconvenient, and inconvenient money gets saved. If your savings are just one quick app transfer away, it's way too easy to dip into them for an impulse purchase. But if it takes 1 to 3 days to transfer that money, that pause forces you to really ask yourself, do I actually need this? Most of the time, the honest answer is no. The third pillar of a strong foundation is digging out of debt. Tiffany is crystal clear on this. Debt isn't a place you're trapped in. You have debt, sure, but it doesn't define who you are. Getting rid of it is crucial, but it shouldn't be your only goal. She loves to point out that her 4-year-old nephew is debt-free, but he's also broke. The real goal isn't just being debt-free. It's using the money you free up from debt payments to actually build wealth. To tackle debt, you start by creating a debt list. Similar to the money list, you write down every single debt you have, the name, the total amount owed, the minimum payment, and most importantly, the interest rate. With this list in front of you, you can choose a paydown strategy. You've probably heard of the 2 main approaches, the snowball method and the avalanche method. The snowball method means paying off your smallest debts first, regardless of interest rates. This gives you quick psychological wins that build momentum. The avalanche method has you tackle the debt with the highest interest rate first, which saves you the most money over time. Which one is better? Tiffany suggests a hybrid approach. Start with the snowball method to knock out 1 or 2 small debts and build your confidence. It's like learning to run by walking around the block first, not by attempting a marathon on day 1. Once you've built that momentum and confidence, you can switch to the avalanche method to demolish those more expensive debts. The final pillar of your financial foundation is your credit score. As her friend Jason Vitug puts it, a credit score isn't a grade on how well you manage your own money. It's a score that reflects how well you use other people's money. A good score, ideally 740 or higher, opens doors. It gives you access to better interest rates, which can save you tens of thousands of dollars over your lifetime on things like mortgages or car loans. Your score is built from 5 components, but the 2 most important are your payment history, which accounts for 35%, and your amounts owed, or credit utilization, which is 30%. This means that simply paying your bills on time, every single time, and keeping your credit card balances low are the most powerful things you can do. She offers a fantastic hack to boost your score called Jump Like Jordan. Here's how it works. Pick your smallest recurring bill, like a Netflix subscription. Choose one credit card and pay it down to 0. Set that small bill to automatically charge to that card every month. Then, set up your bank account to automatically pay the full credit card balance every month. This creates a perfect payment loop. Every month, a small balance gets reported to the credit bureaus, showing you're using credit responsibly, and then it's immediately paid off, showing you're reliable. This consistent, positive activity can make your credit score jump like Michael Jordan on the court. Tiffany herself used this exact method to raise her score from a disastrous 547 to over 750, all while she still had an active foreclosure on her report. Once you've got this foundation of budgeting, saving, debt, and credit in place, you're stable. You're no longer standing on shaky ground. Now you can start building upward. This brings us to the next phase of financial wholeness: growth. The 5th pillar is to learn to earn. Your income is hands down your most powerful wealth-building tool, and you have way more control over it than you might think. The first place to look for more money is actually your current job. Tiffany is a huge advocate for what she calls a brag book. This is a running log you keep of all your accomplishments at work. Did you save the company money? Did you solve a tricky problem? Did you get a glowing email from a client? Write it down. Every single win. This book isn't about feeding your ego. It's about building evidence. When you go to ask for a raise, you're not begging for a favor. You're presenting a solid business case for why you deserve to be compensated appropriately for the value you bring. Beyond your main job, she encourages exploring a side hustle. But not just any side hustle. You want what she calls a light lift. This means leveraging skills you already have from your job or education. If you're a teacher, you can tutor. If you're an accountant, you can do bookkeeping for small businesses. There's no steep learning curve, which means you can start earning extra income almost right away. With your income growing, you now have more fuel for the most powerful engine of wealth creation: investing. This is the 6th pillar, and honestly, it might be the most transformative one. Tiffany uses this beautiful analogy. Saving is like the gas in your car, but investing is the bridge that takes you from the mainland of your regular life to your own private wealth island. You invest for 2 primary reasons: retirement and wealth building. To make retirement feel less like some abstract concept, she introduces us to Wanda. Wanda is Tiffany's future 70-year-old self. She's sassy, she likes sitting on her front porch, and she wants to rest and enjoy life. Every financial decision Tiffany makes today, she asks herself, is this good for Wanda? Your younger self's job is to take care of your older self. By giving your future self a name and personality, you create an emotional connection to your long-term goals that actually motivates you. The magic that will take care of your future self is compound interest, the process where your money makes money, and then the money your money made starts making its own money. It's like planting an acorn that grows into an oak tree, which then produces thousands more acorns. You don't have to save $1 million. You just have to save and invest the seeds that will grow into $1 million. For retirement, she walks through the main vehicles like a 401k, often offered by employers, and an IRA, which you can open on your own. A key piece of advice: always contribute enough to your 401k to get the full employer match. That is literally free money. It's like your boss offering you a raise and you saying, "No thanks, I'm good." You would never do that, right? For wealth building, which is about improving your life now and leaving a legacy, you can invest in a taxable brokerage account. Here you can buy individual stocks, mutual funds, or ETFs. For beginners, she recommends a simple, powerful strategy. Invest consistently in a low-cost S&P 500 index fund. This lets you own a tiny piece of 500 of the largest companies in the U.S. You don't have to pick individual winners. You just have to bet on the market as a whole, which, over the long term, has always trended upward. So, we've built the foundation, we've started growing. Now we need to protect what we've built. The final 4 pillars are all about protection. Pillar 7 is insurance. Insurance isn't an investment. It's a risk management tool. It's the seatbelt in your financial car. You hope you never need it, but you're incredibly grateful it's there if you do. You need proper coverage for health, life, disability, and your property, like your home and car. For life insurance specifically, she strongly advocates for term life insurance for 99% of people. It's simple and affordable, unlike those more complex and expensive permanent policies that are often sold with high commissions attached. Pillar 8 is growing your net worth. Your net worth is basically your financial temperature. It's a simple formula: what you own your assets minus what you owe your liabilities. The goal isn't just having a high income, it's having a positive and growing net worth. This means every single year you should aim to own a little more and owe a little less. Pillar 9 is picking your money team. You don't have to navigate this journey alone. Your team can be as simple as an accountability partner, a friend who shares your goals and helps keep you on track. As your finances get more complex, your team might expand to include professionals like a certified financial planner, an accountant, or an insurance broker. And finally, the 10th pillar of financial wholeness is leaving a legacy through estate planning. This isn't just for wealthy people. Your estate is simply everything you own. An estate plan, which includes things like a will and designating beneficiaries, is your final act of love. It's the instruction manual you leave behind to make sure the people and things you care about are taken care of according to your wishes. It prevents confusion and conflict for your loved ones during what's already a difficult time. From budgeting all the way to estate planning, these 10 pillars work together to create a life of real financial security and freedom. It's a journey from being financially scattered and fearful to becoming financially whole and confident, ready to say yes to your richest, fullest life. When you step back and look at what Tiffany Aliche has created, what really stands out is its profound humanity. This isn't a book written from some ivory tower by someone who's only ever known success. It's a roadmap drawn by someone who's been genuinely lost in the woods, who knows exactly where the cliffs are, because she's nearly fallen off them herself. The most powerful lesson here, in my view, is how she redefines financial success itself. We live in a culture that constantly equates wealth with a number in a bank account. But Tiffany shows us something more meaningful and honestly more achievable: financial wholeness. It's a state of being where your finances stop being a constant source of anxiety and become a source of genuine strength instead. It's that quiet confidence that comes from knowing you have a plan for your spending, for your saving, for your debts, for your growth, and for your legacy. This idea is incredibly empowering, especially if you're just starting out. It tells you that you don't have to wait until you're rich to feel secure. You can start building that security right now with your very next paycheck by putting these 10 pillars in place one at a time. What also makes this book so effective is its focus on behavior and mindset over complicated financial products. The tools she offers, the money list, the noodle budget, the brag book, the jump like Jordan trick, are all brilliantly simple. They're designed not just to be understood intellectually, but to actually be done. They're small hinges that swing really big doors. If there are just a few things you could take from our conversation today and apply to your own life, let them be these. First, become a paper towel person. When you make a financial mistake, and you absolutely will, don't let shame paralyze you. Forgive yourself quickly, focus on the solution, and move forward. Your resilience matters way more than your perfection. Second, give your future self a name, whether you call her Wanda or something else entirely. Create a living, breathing person you're working for. This simple act transforms the abstract goal of saving for retirement into a personal mission to take care of someone you genuinely love. And finally, embrace the idea that a budget is actually your say yes plan. Don't see it as a cage limiting your life. See it as the key that unlocks the door to your dreams. By telling your money where to go, you're empowering yourself to build the life you truly want to live. That was a summary of Get Good with Money by Tiffany Aliche. We've covered the major themes and stories today, but a summary is like looking at a map of a beautiful country. The real adventure, the real discovery, happens when you actually decide to travel there yourself. If anything we've talked about today has sparked curiosity in you, I really encourage you to pick up a copy of the book. Reading it is more than just learning a set of rules. It's an experience that can fundamentally change your relationship with money and, by extension, your relationship with your own future. You can find a link to the book in the description below. Also, if you found this journey valuable, I'd really appreciate it if you'd hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. That way you won't miss our next exploration into another potentially life-changing book. Let's keep learning and growing together.